Have you ever wondered what would happen if all the ice on Earth suddenly melted? I'm not talking about a slow, century-long process. I mean a rapid, cataclysmic event. A great, global thaw. This isn't just a plot from a disaster movie. It's a thought experiment that reveals just how fragile our world really is. Let's dive into this hypothetical scenario and explore the profound consequences. First, let's get a sense of the scale. Our planet holds about 21 million cubic kilometers of ice, mostly locked away in the ice sheets of Antarctica and Greenland, with the rest in glacier and sea ice. If all of this were to melt, it would release an unimaginable amount of water into our oceans. Scientists estimate this would cause a global sea level rise of around 70 meters, or about 230 feet. So, what does that look like? Say goodbye to countless coastal cities. London, Venice, Amsterdam, Shanghai, Miami, New Orleans, they'd all be submerged. Entire countries, like the Netherlands and Bangladesh, would be almost completely erased from the map. Millions, if not billions, of people would be displaced, creating the largest refugee crisis in human history. The Statue of Liberty would be standing in water up to her waist. The iconic Sydney Opera House would be an island. The world map as we know it would be redrawn, forever. But rising waters are just the beginning of our problems. The massive influx of fresh water would wreak havoc on ocean currents. The Atlantic Meridional Overturning Circulation, or AMOC, which includes the Gulf Stream, is a crucial conveyor belt that transports warm water from the tropics to the North Atlantic. This process moderates the climate of Western Europe, keeping it much warmer than it would otherwise be. A sudden flood of cold, fresh water from a melting Greenland could shut this system down. The result? Paradoxically, a rapid and severe cooling of Northern Europe, plunging it into a deep freeze, while other parts of the world might experience extreme heat. Weather patterns globally would become chaotic and unpredictable. Superstorms, fueled by warmer ocean surfaces elsewhere, would become more frequent and more intense. And what about the land that was once buried under kilometers of ice? As the immense weight of the ice sheets disappears, the Earth's crust would begin to rebound. This process, called isostatic rebound, isn't a gentle lift. It would trigger massive earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis, as the planet's surface adjusts to the sudden shift in weight. Ancient landscapes, hidden for millennia, would be exposed, but the geological instability would make these new lands treacherous. The environmental impact would be catastrophic. The release of vast amounts of methane and carbon dioxide, trapped for eons in the permafrost and ice, would drastically accelerate global warming. This creates a terrifying feedback loop. Melting ice releases greenhouse gases, which causes more warming, which melts more ice. We could be pushed past a tipping point from which there is no return. Ecosystems would collapse. Polar bears, seals, and penguins would lose their icy habitats, facing almost certain extinction. The change in ocean salinity and temperature would decimate marine life, from tiny plankton at the base of the food chain to the great whales. Coral reefs, already struggling, would be completely bleached and die off. On land, the shifting climate zones would force a mass migration of plants and animals, and many species simply wouldn't be able to adapt quickly enough. For humanity, the challenges would be immense. Beyond the initial displacement, the world would face unprecedented food and water shortages. Fertile river deltas and coastal farmlands would be lost to the sea. The disruption of weather patterns would make agriculture unreliable, leading to widespread famine. Access to fresh water would become a major source of conflict, as traditional sources dry up or become contaminated by saltwater intrusion. Our global economy, built on coastal trade and infrastructure, would crumble. Ports, power plants, and communication networks would be destroyed. The financial cost would be in the quadrillions, dwarfing any disaster we've ever faced. Society would be fundamentally reshaped. Governments would fall, new borders would be drawn, and humanity would likely retreat inland, competing for scarce resources on a smaller, more volatile planet. It's a terrifying picture, isn't it? A world of water and fire, of flooded cities and frozen continents. While a sudden, complete thaw like this is extremely unlikely to happen overnight, it serves as a powerful warning. The processes we've discussed are already happening, just on a much slower timescale. Glaciers are receding, sea levels are rising, and weather is becoming more extreme. This thought experiment isn't meant to scare you into hopelessness. It's meant to inspire action. It shows us what's at stake and underscores the urgent need to understand and protect our planet's delicate balance. The Great Thaw might be a hypothetical scenario, but the choices we make today will determine how much of it becomes our reality. By transitioning to renewable energy, protecting our ecosystems, and working together as a global community, we can steer our future away from this watery apocalypse and towards a sustainable and thriving world. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into a world transformed. What part of this scenario surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this exploration fascinating, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest what IFS of our world. See you next time.